Yo, what's good, YouTube? This is Jake from Ncaa, and make sure you hit that like button. And we are now headed into bowl season. This is a big episode. I'm telling you, you guys gotta pay attention during this one, man. And this is the first bowl game of Coastal's Dynasty here on the channel. And Appalachian State straight whipped up on Middle Tennessee State 45-14. I kind of mentioned that they were a powerhouse in this conference, and they showed it. You could see around the rest of the NCAA that all these teams took care of business in their conference championship. And you know what's funny? I do not see Alabama here. They did not make the conference championship. So not only did Coastal Carolina have a great season, but wow, look at this. Tyron Summers was actually leading the Heisman race, and he actually lost it a little bit as Khalil Tate actually took it over, and Tyron Summers finishes second in the Heisman voting. I'm pretty sure that had to do with him not making the conference championship, because look at these stats. I mean, ridiculous. 1,650 yards, 6.1 yards per carry, 23 rushing touchdowns. Man, he was a monster. But let's look at Khalil Tate. Let's see what he did. So he threw for 2,800 yards. But look at this, 40 touchdowns and 2 picks. I mean, that guy was pretty much unstoppable. And 818 rushing yards. I mean, just an animal. I mean, yeah, he should have won this definitely. But Tyron Summers definitely had a monster year as well. J.J. Taylor actually played on Arizona as well. He was actually pretty close to Tyron Summers. He had 1,470 yards, 16 touchdowns, 6.6 yards per carry. But Tyron Summers does take home the Walter Camp Award. Let's just see if anybody else took home any awards here. So he took home the Doak Walker as well. So he finishes first in that race, but I don't see any more of our players in any of these races for any of these trophies. As you see, the Guy Award, nobody. But the best returner, Alan King. And what's funny is that, like, the best returner award is like the easiest award to win in this game for sure. I mean, look at the kick return yards. He had 1,600 compared to 600 to the next person. I mean, that's just flat out ridiculous. But looking at the All-Americans, Tyron Summers obviously made the All-American team. But a big surprise here, Chris Thornton makes the All-American team. Looking at his stats, 51 tackles, 5 sacks. And then also Alan King makes the All-American team. So we are going bowling, obviously, but we made it to the GoDaddy Bowl. So we are the last bowl game before the national championship. And that game is going to be Notre Dame, who is 12-0 versus Arizona, versus the Heisman Trophy winner in Khalil Tate. And look at them, they have the #1 points per game. I mean, that is probably going to be a straight shootout as those teams are strapped. But look at Ohio, they went 9-0 in the conference, so we're going up against the Bobcats. And you can see, I mean, look at their defense. I mean, #7th ranked defense. This is going to be a tough game offensively, I'm guessing, but you know, I'm up for the challenge, man. I mean, Kirk Herbstreit's going with them, but I'm up for it. So 11-2, and this team is pretty good. I mean, they're pretty good. We're going to have our hands full for sure. But this is a historic moment, our first bowl game in school history, and I swear this offense is definitely different from last year. The defense is different. And we do have problems, but I mean, they brought us to this moment here. So can we get a win for these seniors, as this is their last game for Coastal? So out comes the offense led by Keshawn Curtin. Had a pretty good season here as he starts the game off, giving the ball to Tyron Summers there, but only a gain of 1. We knew this defense would be tough, but on a 2nd and 9, throwing it over the top of the linebacker, catching it as Sam Forbes, the senior, and that's a first down. So here's Tyron Summers getting another handoff up the middle, and he makes it 9 yards up to about the 40-yard line. So now on a 3rd and 1, giving it off to Summers, and he picks up the first down on that one, 3 yards on that pickup. So now 3rd and 4, close to the 50-yard line. Here is Keshawn Curtin facing some pressure, but he throws it off his back foot, does not complete. that one. So now 4th and 4. We do elect to go for it, but Keshawn Curtin throws off of his back foot on that throw, and look at that throw. It just didn't have the mustard on it, and that's incomplete. And Ohio takes over past the 50-yard line. So here is Cohen getting the handoff to start this game, and Ryan Cohen picking up 14 yards on that carry. So now under center, here's Maxwell dumping it off to Odom on the quick slant, and he's getting inside the 15-yard line on a broken tackle, and that's a gain of 19. So now on a 1st and 10, here is Cohen once again, but this time he is stopped by Cedric Granger. Gets in for the tackle for loss. So now 3rd and 6, throwing across the middle, and the All-American Chris Thornton drops that interception. That could have been an easy stop for these 3 points, but they end up kicking the field goal and going up 3-0 early on in this game. So now here's Sam Forbes getting open on the next drive for 11 yards as he moves the chains on that catch across the middle. Facing a 1st and 10 now. Here's Tyron Summers on the screen pass, almost picks up a couple of blocks to break that one away, but he goes for 11. That's enough for a 1st down. So play action pass here on a 2nd and 10, throwing a Jack Kleck, but he gets hit on that one, and that's incomplete. So now facing a 3rd and 10 here. 4 minutes left in this 1st quarter. Seeing nobody open, trying to scramble for himself is Keshawn Curtin. He tries to dive for the 1st and doesn't get there, so another 4th down. It's a bowl game, our 1st one. We got to go for it here on a 4th and inches in a wide open hole, and Tyron Summers does pick up enough for the 1st down on that one, a gain of 7. So now 1st and 10 here in enemy territory, but this time taking a sack as the pocket collapses around Curtin, and he gets a loss of 7 on that one. So now facing a 3rd and 17, this time throwing out to Sam Forbes, getting to about the 32, but we are still out of field goal range, so we do have to go for it here on a 4th and 5. And here is Mike Harrison, the freshman, getting the catch on the outside and picking up the 1st down on that one. So 1st and 10 here, getting inside the red zone, and Jack Kleck gets open on the next play, 18 yards on the catch, and that's a nice drive there. Even though we didn't score on our 1st drive, that well then makes up for it as we take the 7-3 lead. So now getting towards the end of the 1st quarter, there's Elijah Ball with an 18-yard reception on that one. So now facing a 2nd and 7, throwing into the vicinity of Allen King, and that one is deflected. So 3rd and 7. Here is Maxwell from the shotgun, going to dump it off to Cohen. Ryan Cohen makes a man miss and picks up the 1st down. We had a chance to stop them before the 1st down marker, but they pick up the 1st. So now here's Ryan Cohen on the counter this time and getting 8 yards as he moves in closer to about the 20-yard line. So now on the next play, look who's getting in right away. Chris Thornton, the All-American, and he goes unaccounted for. They probably didn't expect the blitz that time, and we pick up the strip sack on that one, but Ohio does recover. So now on a 2nd and 14, here's Odom getting open again, but that's a gain of about 8. So now 3rd and 4 here, throwing to the outside is Maxwell, but he cannot find his receiver, as receiver could not hold on to that one. Xavier Davis on the coverage, and that is another field goal that they have to settle for in this game. So now here's Tyron Summers getting the counter play and picking up 8 on that one. So now facing a 3rd and 2, here's Tyron Summers getting the handoff up the middle, and here he's putting on a move on the defenders and picking up a big gain on that one of 25. And wow, what a move on that one. Look at him making 3 men miss, fall into each other, and wow, that's a highlight play here in the bowl game as we now move this ball past the 50-yard line. And here is Jimbo Brown. We do have the 1-2 combo of the speed and the power as Jimbo picks up 5 yards on that one. So facing a 3rd and inches, here he is picking up some more blocking, and he gets 6 yards on that play. That's enough for a 1st down. So now on a 1st and 10, pressure up the middle, but we're going to get it away to Garrison Burnett. Remember, he had that big catch last game, and there he is getting another one across the middle. He's been earning playing time because he's definitely going to need to get these reps now, because he's going to be a big part of our offense come next season. So now here's Curtin from the shotgun, but this time getting swallowed up. We didn't have enough time to find an open guy, and we do take the sack. So 3rd and 14. Here's Curtin rolling out to the right side, but this time he's just going to throw the ball away, as it's now a 4th and 14 here, as we do kick the long field goal, and that one is going to be good. So we do take the 10-6 lead, 4.5 minutes left in this first half. So now here's Ohio back out on offense. Can they put together a touchdown drive? But here on the first play, getting it to Cohen, and that's Chris Thornton, the All-American, there for the tackle, as that only picks up a gain of 3. So now on a 3rd and 10, throwing the ball deep, and look at Maxwell finding Odom, and Odom beats Norman on this one, and we actually had coverage over the top and everything, and somehow that goes for a large amount of yards and a touchdown, and they take the 13-10 lead just like that. So now back out on offense, there is Keshawn Curtin, straight threading the needle to Mike Harrison, as he picks up a gain of about 20 on that one. So now here's Keshawn Curtin giving it off to Summers, and he's picking up 3 yards on the carry. So we're moving into 2 minutes here in the first half. Here is Summers picking up another handoff, and remember, we don't want to give this CPU any time, so we're going to take our time down the field, not use any timeouts really, as here's Curtin running the ball up the middle for 9 yards on the scramble. So now 1 minute 7 seconds left in this first half. Here he is finding Sam Forbes, Curtin, and that's a gain of 6. So now 3rd and 4. This is a crucial 3rd down, throwing the ball across the middle, and it's deflected. So we do have to go for it on this 4th or punt it, but we elect to go for it. So we run the counter play here to Tyron Summers, and we're picking up some room to the left side, and we get to about the 20-yard line on that carry here with 26 seconds left. So now we're facing a 3rd and 8. We couldn't get anywhere on the first 2 downs, and Keshawn Curtin takes a big sack. So now we're back by the 30-yard line. This is a long field goal for Preston Lang. The kick is up, and it's short. So we come away empty-handed as the clock goes to 0, and that's just a wasted drive on that one. As wow, we go into halftime, instead of tied, down by 3. So now to start the second half, here is Maxwell. They do start the second half out with the ball, and they are up 3 as they pick up the nice first down yardage on that one. So now 1st and 10 here. Ryan Cohen getting the ball, but that's going to be a tackle by Eric Hughes on that one, only a gain of 3. So now facing a 3rd and 7. Here's Maxwell trying to scramble out himself, and he's taking a big hit, and he's fumbling as Danny Armstead falls on the ball, and that's a fumble recovery for this defense, as that's a much needed turnover in great field position at the 35-yard line. Look at the hit by the senior Ryan Marshall, and he forces the fumble here in his final game at Coastal. So now here's Tyron Summers getting the handoff on the ensuing drive, and he almost breaks that one for a touchdown, but that's caught. But he's caught from behind on the shoestring tackle, of gain of 17. So now here's Angel Gonzalez getting another reception across the middle, 10 yards on that one for his first one of the game. So now 1st and goal at the 5-yard line. Here's Tyron Summers. He's picking up a big gain on that one and getting in for the touchdown, as that is now a 17-13 lead here for the Coastal Carolina Chanticleers, as we are now in full swing here in the second half. So now to start the second half, on the first play of the next drive, look at Orlando Norman. He's making up for that play earlier where he gave up the long touchdown to Odom, and he comes up with the interception. He reads it all the way, and he sets us up once again with great field position. So now here's Tyron Summers putting on another move on the defender, and he's picking up 12 yards on that one. So now here, still 6 minutes left here in the third quarter, as Tyron Summers continues to move the ball up the middle for 7 yards. So now 2nd and 3 here. Summers gets a running lane, and he's into the end zone for the touchdown. And just like that, look at that momentum swing. So we were down by 3 going into half, and now we are up by 10 points as we do take the 24-13 lead. So now here's Ryan Cohen getting the handoff to the left, and look at this defensive adjustment we have made on this offense as we continue to put the pressure on this Ohio Bobcats team. So now here, getting the ball out to Ryan Cohen, is the quarterback Maxwell, and he's only picking up a gain of 6. But on a 3rd and 4, he is getting it out to his receiver Ball, and Elijah Ball picks up 13 yards on that one. So now 1st and 10 here under center. Here's Maxwell throwing the ball across the middle, finding Ball once again and picking up 13 yards on that one once again. So they are moving the ball now on this drive, and here is Powell on the handoff, making a man miss and picking up 9 yards on that one. That's Roger Powell, the fullback. Actually, that's a backup running back. So here on a 2nd down, there's Alan King on the shoestring tackle. So now facing a 3rd and inches. Here is Powell getting the pitch play. And look at Cedric Granger. I mean, this guy, he's made plays all year. It hasn't gone unnoticed. It's just been that his stats haven't been there as far as, high volume. But he's definitely made the plays as he gets them to settle for the field goal. So here is Jimbo Brown on the next possession, picking up a gain of 5, moving the chains for a 1st down. So now getting towards the end of the 3rd quarter, about a minute left. Here is Justin Johnson on the pass to the right side, and he's picking up 10 on that one. Only his 1st catch of the game. So now here's Tyron Summers picking up a handoff up the middle, and look at him dragging the pile as he moves the ball past the 40-yard line. So now face out on 2nd and inches. Here he is getting the handoff once again, and he's picking up 5 yards. So this is going to be the Tyron Summers show, as here he gets another screen pass this time and picking up 7 yards on that one. Jimbo Brown's turn. He gets in. He picks up 7 of his own. The Bobcats mascot is like, what is going on? Here on a 2nd and 10 now, finding Jack Kleck. This is a well-oiled machine here in this Coastal Carolina drives here in the 2nd half, as here Tyron Summers picking up 4 yards on that carry. So I'm getting it down to a 3rd and goal. Jimbo Brown in the game, and he picks up the touchdown. And what a drive that was. Look at how much time went off the clock. We are now down to 4 minutes. We were trying to milk the clock, not allow them any time to drive the field of their own, as here is Maxwell back out onto the field. Can he lead? He needs at least 2 scores to tie this game up, but that's a good start, getting it to Odom on that one. So now 1st and 10, start the inside of 4 minutes, and here is Ball getting another reception, so 30 yards, so 2 big plays, and they're already in field goal range. So now here's Maxwell from the shotgun this time, trying to scramble out. He breaks a tackle and only picks up 2. Luckily, he broke that tackle. That could have been a big loss for a sack. So now here's Maxwell under center this time, trying to run it up the middle. Nobody's home, and he's going to pick up a big gain as he takes a big hit from the All-American Chris Thornton. So now here is on a 1st and goal. Here is Ryan Cohen, and he's moving his way into the end zone on the 7-yard carry. As wow, they bring it within 9. So they do attempt to go for the 2. It makes sense. Here's Maxwell breaking a tackle in the pocket. He gets rid of it. And Tyler Tupa is there for the reception. Wow. So we had a chance to make it still a 2-score game, and they convert, and I don't know how Maxwell broke 2 sacks on this drive, as now we get the ball back. But you know what time it is. It's Tyron Summers and Jimbo Brown time, as we have to milk this clock here. Sam Forbes even getting a handoff in his last game as Ashana clear, and he picks up 4 on that one. So now 2nd and 6, milking this clock some more. Here's Jimbo Brown picking up 6 yards, and that is actually enough for a 1st down. So just to ensure, we do have to probably get another 1st down. So now here's Jimbo Brown getting the handoff. He's bouncing off a couple of blockers and picking up 8 yards on that one. So now 2nd and 2, a minute and 15 left. If we get this first, we win, and we do it. So Coastal Carolina is gonna seal this game as we get our first W in a bowl game, in our first bowl game. And wow, what a game from start to finish. This Coastal team has came a long way. As remember, 2 years ago, we could barely stop any offense. We could barely put up points. And look at how far we made it. We beat a 2-loss team. And who knows, even after this bowl game, we might be ranked. You never know. But, I mean, the game that I got to say, all these guys, Garrison Burnett, him stepping up a little bit. Tyron Summers having the year that he had, Jimbo Brown even taking that backup role. Everybody had a part in this season, and it was a successful one. Our goal was to make a bowl game, and we did it, but not only that, we won it. So, I mean, just immense strides by this offense and by this defense. And we've had a couple of storylines throughout this year. You know, Kenneth Ruff, we thought he was going to be the playmaker he was through the first 2 games. Then he just fizzled off. You know, guys like Justin Johnson, we thought we were going to have a huge year. He had an okay year. But then guys like Orlando Norman, remember, he didn't have a great year last year, but then he had an absolute monster year this year. 7 interceptions total for Orlando Norman. He led our team and had at least 4 more than anybody else on the squad. And man, I mean, this was a great season. I'm proud of these guys. These guys played their heart out. So we're going into this offseason in a good mood because, man, we can build on something here. We have a lot of good returners. So hit subscribe, hit that like button. This offseason video is going to be hype, so you don't want to miss it. So stay tuned. Let's get it. Let's go.